सर्वेभ्यः श्रीमान् वेङ्कटनाथार्यः कवितार्किककेसरी वेदान्ताचार्यवर्यो मे सन्निधत्तां सदा हृदि ज्ञानानन्दमयं देवं निर्मलस्फटिकाकृतिम् आधारं सर्वविद्यानां हयग्रीवम् उपास्महे यो नित्यमच्युतपदाम्बुजयुग्मरुक्मव्यामोहतस्तदितराणि तृणाय मेने अस्मद्गुरोर्भगवतोऽस्य दयैकसिन्धोः रामानुजस्य चरणौ शरणं प्रपद्ये श्रीमद्रमाधवोपज्ञां नत्वाचार्यपरम्परां पूर्वे लक्ष्मणसिद्धान्तकारिकां कारिकावलीम्. Hopefully today we should be able to finish off this prakarana on Niti Vibhuti, Nirupana. The Niti Vibhuti Nirupana is absolutely based on the Shabda Pramana. It is not possible for us to apply our own logic in understanding this. The Vishishtadvaidin may find it difficult to impress upon others on the aspects about the Niti Vibhuti because it looks so vivid, so descriptive. But the path taken by the school of Vishishtadvaita is that they accept the Shabda Pramana in toto. They accept the Shabda Pramana completely. They do not neglect a portion of it, or they do not deem it or deem a portion to be not important. So what the school has done is basically it has taken up all that is being said by Shruti, reconciled them to one philosophy, one single philosophy. Hence, it has accepted whatever is being said about the Niti Vibhuti also. Okay, so we have been looking at some of the aspects of Niti Vibhuti in the last class. We'll continue in this session. Deha Ishvara Nityanam Nityechha Kalpita Harehe Muktanam Tu Sharirad Sankalpakrito Mataha. One of the important aspects to know is that normally we study or we hear from other schools is that a Jivatma, when he is getting liberated, no longer does he have a connection with a Sharira. He remains in his Swarupa, essential nature. Because Sharira is something which is mortal or which is made of Prakriti. But when we scrutinize the Shruti as well as the Brahma Sutras, we find some references to the fact that a Jivatma can take up a Sharira post liberation in the land of liberation. And what would that Sharira be made of? That Sharira is made of the Niti Vibhuti itself, the material of the Niti Vibhuti itself, the Dravya of the Niti Vibhuti itself. See, he is free to choose a body. And then it can lead to one more question. Well, if you say he is liberated, there would not be any change in him. He shouldn't have any desire, etc. But there are Shruti Pramana to say that a Jivatma roams about in his own free will. Dakshan, Kridan, there are some references like this. So even that has to be accounted in a meaningful manner. Therefore, the school concludes that the Jivatma, when he gets liberated, can take up a Sharira on his own accord, but again that would be subject to the Sankalpa of the Paramatma at a broad level. Since he decides to take up some sharira and then he may choose to ignore it and take something other, that is not nitya as compared to the bodies of Ishvara and Nitya Suris. Nitya Suris, as we said earlier, are a class of Jivatmas who have never been into samsara. Again, this is not something fancied. This is based on Shruti Pramana, Sada Pashyanti Surayaha, and other references. So the Sharira of Nitya Suris and the Ishvara is all Nitya. But for the Muktas, it is under the Sankalpa of Bhagavan or Paramatma chosen by the Nitya, Muktas. Let me read the commentary. Tatra Bhogya Bhuta Dehe Visheshamaha Deha iti. In the previous session, we saw about the Bhogya Bhuta Deha. That is the Deha which someone takes up in the Nitya Vibhuti becomes a Bhogya. Ishvarasya Nityanam cha Deho Harehe Nitya Ichha Parikalpitaha. Ishvarasya and Nityanam. The Sharira of Ishvara and Nitya Vibhuti of the nature of Jnana and Ananda. Yes, Nitya Vibhuti has to be accepted as nature of Jnana and Ananda. Yes. Yeah. Bhagavad Anurundhana yatha yatha bhutva bhagavantam tat kalyana gunamscha anubhushanti tata tata swadeham parigrinanti ityartha. So the Jivatmas who get liberated and cross over to the Nitya Vibhuti, in whatever ways they choose to experience Brahman, they would take up those dehas. Because here we hear a lot about the Kainkarya, the way how we're going to see that the Nitya Suris perform Kainkarya like Garuda, Ananta, etc. So the Jivatma after going there may choose to render Kainkarya like them, perhaps, or you would like to do something special. So it is possible to do that. Okay. Again, we cannot here apply our logical mind here. This is as per Shri Pramana. Okay. Next comes the more interesting aspect. Shripate Vyuha Vibhavarcha Avatarataya Satah Aprakrita Sharirani Pratishthanantaram Harehe Prasado Patto Prakatani Bhavantihi Tat Tacha Tacha Prakatanam Tasya Sankalpadhinam Yiryate. Nitya Vibhuti is aprakrita. It is not connected to Prakriti Mandala. But in the Vishishtadvaita Vedanta, the Brahman is said to have 5 states of existence. One is the Para. Para is Nitya Vibhuti. And then Vyuha. Vyuha is when it's time for creation. Brahman, let us say it appears in 4 different forms. Vasudeva, Sankarshana, Pradyumna, Aniruddha. That is called as Vyuha Murtis. Then there are Prabhedas within Vyuha Murtis. Like we have these 12 names, Keshava, Narayana, Madhava, Govinda. So 3 of the Murtis correspond to each of the Vyuha. This is all mentioned in the Pancharatha Ragamas. Then Vibhava. Vibhava is as we saw, Yada Yada Hi Dharmasya Glanir Bhavati Bharata. According to that, it takes many avatars. Then Archavatara. Archavatara is he chooses to stay back or rather he chooses to stay in murtis made of let us say stones and wood and other materials, and then the Antaryami, of course. Now there is no question when somebody says that the Nitya Vibhuti, in the Nitya Vibhuti Paramatma has a aprakrita sharira, but in all these other forms also Paramatma has a aprakrita sharira only. How come in Archavatara? Archavatara, only after Pratishtha, only after the Pratishtha happens in accordance with the Pancharatra or Vaigana Sagama, there are 2 agamas that are accepted for worshipping Vishnu. Then that idol which is consecrated, it acquires that aprakritatva, let us say. Why, how it can be, or why does the Paramatma choose to stay in the Archavatara? That is but Prasada Unmukhata Patto. He is so eager and willing to bless his devotees then and there that he chooses to chooses to be or exist with his aprakrita sharira in the Archavataras. Then that is also subject to his sankalpa. And of course, just like a fire has to be kindled and kept attended to every day, only then we can feel the presence of fire, or the fire will exist. In the same way, consecration alone will not make sure that the aprakrita sharira of the Bhagavan remains there. It has to be attended to daily. If there is a vigna in the puja, if there is some gaps in the puja, then we say the idol loses its sanidhya, and again punarudharana, like all these things will be carried out. So Shripatehe iti, the commentary, Vyuhaha Vasudeva Sankarshana Pradyumna Aniruddha Akhya Chatvaraha Vibhavaha Ramakrishna Adi Bahuvedaha. This is all we saw already. Now the commentator goes on to defend the aprakritatva of the Archavatara. Archaha Srirangadi Divya Desheshu Pratima Rupaha. Archa means the images that are found in Sriranga, etc. एवं व्यूहाध्यात्मना वर्तमानस्य भगवतः श्रीपतेः शरीराणि दिव्यमङ्गलविग्रहाः अप्राकृतानि. Thus the Vyuha, Vibhava and Archa, the forms taken up by Bhagavan in all these states are all, they are actually Divya Mangala. The Shariras are all Divya Mangala Vigraha, and they are Aprakrita, that is they are different from Prakriti. Prakrita Bhinnani Shuddha Sattva Mayani Nyatavyani. They have to be understood as made of Shuddha Sattva. Nanu Vyuha Vibhavanam Santu Nama Aprakrita Vigraha. Now is a objection whenever in Shastras, when a sentence begins with the word Nanu, then it is mostly a Purvapaksha. While we agree like this, when we start with the sentences like while and other words to indicate that there is an objection. So nanu vyuha vibhavanam santu nama aprakrita vigrahaha. Let the vyuha and vibhava forms of aprakrita vigraha. We don't have any objection. Archa rupanam tu vigrahaha katam aprakritaha. How can the forms in archa have said to have aprakritatva? अर्चा ही प्राकृत लोहैः रजत कांचनादिभिः शिल्पिभिः निर्मिता दृश्यन्ते. Do we not see the archa to be made of metals and silver and whatever gold etc. and being created by the artisans? Santi cha pratima nirmane teshu shastreshu paridishyamana vidayah ityatra samadhanamaha pratishthanantaram iti. So though in those shastras the Pratishtha rules are clearly stated. So only after the Pratishtha do these idols acquire the aprakritatva, not while being made. Prakrita loha nirmitanam api archa vigrahanam yatashastram vedika tantrika mantrehi pratishtha karananantaram tu te eva vigrahaha aprakritatam apadhyanti ityartaha. Yes. The idols are originally made of prakrita substances, but after pratishtha they acquire the aprakrita. Yathahu natasya prakrita murtir mamsa medhosti sambhava iti na bhuta sangha samsthano dehosya paramatmanah. The paramatma sharira are not made of the panchabhutas, or not of the material found in the prakriti. Yeah. तत्र च हेतुः भगवत्प्रसाद औन्मुख्यमेव इत्यत्राह. What is the reason? What is the reason? Then Bhagavan is very eager to offer his blessings, or he is very eager to get pleased with the devotees. That is the only hetu. And महामन्त्रीः प्रतिष्ठाकरणे तादृश मंत्र महिम्ना भगवान आराधकस्य प्रसन्नो भूत्वा तत्र बिम्बे सान्निध्यं कुरुते. Yes. After the pratishtha that happens duly with the Vaidika and the Tantrika mantras, in fact the Agama rules, they can't see the slides. No. Are you able to see the slides now? Can someone confirm? Hello? No. Okay. Let me go back.
Slides न दृश्यते. It's not.
न दृश्यन्ते वा इदानीं?
No.
Sharing. Show screen. Now?
Now it's okay. Yes, can see.
Now it's okay.
Something.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah. Okay. I hope it is visible to everyone. Okay. What is Panchopanishad? Panchopanishad is again a set of 5 Upanishads which speak about the Nitya Vibhuti, and I may have to do some more research on that. So once I do, I will get back with more information on the Panchopanishad. My understanding is that there are some Upanishads which talk about they describe some details about the Nitya Vibhuti. So whatever is there, and one more thing is which you're going to see that the Panchabhutas are also found in the Nitya Vibhutis, but not like how we find here. So these are all again based on Shabda Pramana. Okay, so we'll continue with the slides here. Yeah, I was talking about the rules laid by the Agamas on the Archakas. Like sometimes or some places is mentioned that the Archakas also take Aprakrita Sharira. When they strictly follow the rules laid by the Agamas, every day they shed the mortal Sharira and they gain a Divya Sharira to attend to the religious duties of Bhagavan, and then that's how it is. But I have not studied the Agamas, I have not taken a Diksha also. But that's what I have heard about the rules laid by Agamas. It is not easy to be an Archaka in the real sense because the demand is quite high on the extent of purity, etc. Okay. Now, that's on. Okay. तत् सान्निध्य समये एव तद् बिम्बम् अपि अपराकृत भवति यावत्. So whenever the proximity or presence of Bhagavan is there, as long as he is there, the image also acquires that aprakritatvam. एषच महिमा मन्त्रबलाधीन इति न तत्र लेशतोपि कुचोदनायाः अवकाशः. Now this is with the strength of the mantras that are being chanted and continue to be chanted in the sanctorum. So there is no space. The commentator says there is no space to have any doubt about this. Tadevaha tacheti sankalpadhinamati. Now this is under the will sankalpa of the Paramatma. Mantra visheshaihi pratishtite bimbe sannidhye karavani iti tasya avitatah sankalpaha. Once the pratishtha happens with the special mantras, then let me be there. That's how the sankalpa of Bhagavan is there. Avitatah means real sankalpa. Apratiyata sankalpe bhagavati prasanne kim kim na sambhavyati ityartah. When the Paramatma is pleased, what is not possible is the statement of this commentator. Now again he extends his, the Karikavali author, he extends one more he extends the argument to one more Karika. Prakrita aprakrita tanus samsargah katamityalam Ramakrishna avatarado drishtatvat tasya bhuyasa. How can the aprakrita form can mingle with the prakrita form? Because the metal or stone or whatever, that is prakrita. How can the aprakrita get mingled in it? Well, it's a very curious question, because even if you really think about the sambandha of an Atma with Prakriti, this question applies there also, because the Atma itself is actually Aprakrita. It is not made of the Prakrita material. It is Jnana Swarupa. So if we accept this, then we have to accept that also. That is why some schools they don't they deem bondage to be unreal. But if you deem bondage to be real, then it is quite difficult to explain how Atma, which is not material, can stay with the material body. The same thing applies here also. Now, he says, how can the sambandha between, how can the sambandha between Prakrita and Aprakrita can happen in the Archa form? I'm just looking at the questions also so that you can keep track of the discussion. Okay. Yeah. Katamiti alam. I'm sorry. Enough of questioning on the samsarga between Prakrita and Aprakrita Tanu. We have seen this in Ramakrishna Avataras. Okay, that's how the answer is. Nanu Bhagavad Archa Murtehe Aprakritatve Katamasyaha Prakrita Lokavatarah. Now Bhagavan Archa is actually Aprakrita. Then how can that descend into the Prakrita or material world? Katam va prakritaihi dravyaihi samsarga iti ashankya samadhate prakrita iti. How can there can be a real sambandha between the prakrita dravyas and the aprakrita sharira? Now, prakrita lokayor abhayorapi bhagavad vibhutitvat. Now, both are the vibhutis or the rajyas, we can say, or the wealth of Bhagavan, one Paramatma. Therefore, Akileheya Pratyaneka Kalyana Gunekatanasya. Now, this term one would find often in the Vishishta Veda literature when it comes to describing Brahman or Paramatma. There are two lingas to identify Paramatma, or the two characteristics which he always possesses. One is Akileheya Pratyanekaha. He is not an abode of any kind of impurity. One, which means he can stay neutral, not having any special qualities also, but not so. Kalyana Gunaika Tanasya. For all the auspicious attributes, he is the only abode. So he is abode to all auspicious attributes and he is never a ground for any kind of heya. These two are the lingas for Paramatma, Ubhaya Linga. Now, how can such a Paramatma get mixed into this Prakrita world? Because this Prakrita world means it is Dushta, it has dosha. Then it says, Bhagavatah Ramakrishnadhyatmana dosha bahula prakrita loke api avataraha prakrita dravyescha yogaha upapadyate tadvad iti bhavaha. If you can accept the avatars to be aprakrita, then there is no problem in accepting the archavataras also aprakrita. That's how the argument ends. Aujvalya adiguna yesyuhu divyamangala vigrahe harestam stuvijanihi gadyatraya vicharataha. Now the Karikavali author brings in the reference of Gadyatraya. Gadyatraya means three Gadyas composed by Bhagavad Ramanuja. Sharanagati Gadya, Sri Ranga Gadya and Sri Vaikunta Gadya. A beautiful piece of literature. It would sound like poetry. One is Sharanagati Gadya, in which Bhagavad Ramanuja describes the process of Sharanagati. He in an excellent manner he brings out the state of a Jivatma, how you should be during the process of surrender to Bhagavan, and what would be the reply from Bhagavan to a Jivatma who has surrendered. So this first Gadhya only name as Sharanagati Gadhya is a kind of dialogue between the Jivatma and Bhagavan, in which the Bhagavan assures that don't worry. Here in this Gadhya he quotes references from Gita and Srimad Ramayana. And then says that the Bhagavan finally says, don't worry, you can stay assured that you will be given liberation at the end of this life. Now, next is Sri Ranga Gadya, in which he again glorifies Paramatma, and then it's a reinforcement of his own Sharanagati. Then the third is Sri Vaikunta Gadya, where he describes at detail about all the aspects of Nitya Vibhuti, the pillars, the garden, whatever there in the Nitya Vibhuti. Some people have tried to criticize that these are all vivid imagination of Ramanuja, but it is their ignorance that they have not gone through some of the Upanishads like Subhala, Kaushitaki Upanishad, etc., where it is clearly all that is mentioned by Ramanuja is already mentioned in these Upanishads. It is not without basis that Ramanuja has dealt with in detail about the description of Nitya Vibhuti or Sri Vaikunta. It is not his fertile imagination. Therefore, the Karikavali draws attention to that work which describes about the Nitya Vibhuti in a much detailed manner. Aujvalyadi Guna, the kind of illumination or the luminosity or the brilliance that it has in the Divya Mangala Vigraha, Harehe, Tamsu Vijalihi, know them to from the know them all from the works of Ramanuja, basically the Gadyatraya. Bhagavat Swarupasya yatha Jnana Shaktya Yasankyata Kalyana Guna Ashrayatvam तथा शुभाश्रयस्य तद् दिव्यमंगल विग्रहस्यापि अनंत गुणाश्रयत्वं शुद्धसत्वमयत्वात् प्रामाणिकमुपपद्यते इत्याह औज्ज्वल्यादिति. Now we saw this already. What is the we saw that Paramatma as a Rupa, Swarupa and then Rupa. Swarupa is essential nature, Jnanananda Swarupa. Then over and above the Swarupa, he has a Shubha Ashray, Shubha Rupa, that is a Divya Mangala Vigraha, which is also of the same material as the Swarupa. So whatever auspicious qualities are there in the Swarupa, they are believed to be present in the Divya Mangala Vigraha also. And whatever luster the Swarupa would have, the same thing would be in the Divya Mangala Vigraha also, because of the Shuddha Sattva nature of both of them. The presence of the Aprakrita form of God in Archa can be appreciated from some of the anecdotes that we hear from Guru Parampara, that some of the acharyas are able to converse with the Archa forms. Like there was an acharya called as Tirukachi Nambigal, who lived in a place called Poondamalli or Poonamalli near Kanchipuram. It is believed that he was able to converse with Varadaraja, the presiding deity of Kanchipuram, and he used to have conversations with the idol form. See, faith is very subtle. You cannot demarcate that I would stop a faith over here. It has to be absolute, or you have to question, keep on questioning. So that is where these things stand. So these are basically the Pramanas and also on the Guru Parampara. So Adipadena Saugandhya Saukamara Lavanyadi Sangraha. One should actually study the Gadyatraya, because without reading Gadyatraya, it's quite difficult to explain this particular area where Ramanuja really bursts out with so many adjectives to describe the beauty of the Lord. Saugandhya Saukamara Lavanya Jobhanadi. Like this, he goes on with so many terms expressing the beauty of Paramatma, or the beatific form of the Paramatma. So those three words are given here: Saugandhya, Saukamarya, Lavanya, etc. Sangraha means the summary. Gadyatrayeti Sri Bhagavat Ramanujiya Bhagavad Anusandhana Pare Prithugadhya Mitagadhya Sri Vaikunta Gadya Sanghadite. Prithugadhya is Sri Sharanagati Gadhya, Mitagadhya is Sri Ranga Gadhya, and Sri Vaikunta Gadhya. In that Gadyatraya, one can find the references in detail. Vicharataha ityanena tad bhashyartha avagamopi vikshitaha. So one has to go through the bhashya in detail to understand the beauty and brilliance of the Nitya Vibhuti and Bhagavan's Swarupa and Divya Mangala Vigraha. Muktanam asharirat vachanam yattu drishyate tat karmakrita sharira sambandha bhava gocharam. When somebody draws reference to the Vedic statements that the muktas do not have sharira, then we have to understand that that refers to the absence of the effect of karma in choosing the sharira. Here we don't have an option, but we get the sharira based on the karma. But in the Niti Vibhuti, the karma gata sharira is denied. Okay. Ashariram bhavasantam vidi shruti muktau deha bhavam braviti tad virodaha ityatraha muktanamiti. Ashariram Vavasantam, this Shruti is quoted as a Pramana to say that Muktas do not have any Sharira, but what it means is Sashariratva Ashariratva Parayoho Shrutyoho Saguna Nirguna Shrutyoho Iva Asharirasya Sharirasya Karma Kritatva Akarma Kritatvabhyam Virodaha Pariharaniyahiti Bhavaha. Just like how some Shrutis say Saguna and some of them say Nirguna, in the same way we have to reconcile this Karma Krita and Akarma Krita. What the Shruti is intended to say by saying Ashariram is Jivatmas would not have a Sharira defined by Karma. Tatahi Nirupayanti Srinatha Divyamangala Vigraham Purano Utkramadasmad Adhya Vedanta Deshikaha. Vedanta Deshikaha is a very brilliant Acharya, philosopher who lived after, let us say, 150 years after Bhagavad Ramanuja, or 150 years after Bhagavad Ramanuja. He has written more than 100 works in which he has summarized each and every aspect of the philosophy, giving adequate pramanas. Now the Divya Mangala Vigraha of Srinatha or Hari is conceived like this. All the tattvas are believed to be, rather it is mentioned in the Pramana in the Agama, that all the tattvas are present in the Divya Mangala Vigraha of Paramatma. This is stated in the Purana Ratna called as Vishnu Puranam. Vishnu Purana is called as Purana Ratna. There is a separate section to discuss the Ayudha and Vibhusha and Bhushana of the Bhagavan. Chetas Chakrati Chetana Asihi Amatihi Tat Sambritir Malika Bhutani Swagunaihi Ahankriti Yugam Shankhena Sharghayate Bhanas Swani Dashapi Arkhani Dashapi Kaustubha Manir Jivaha Pradhanam Punashrivatsam Kamalapate Taba Gadam Ahur Mahantam Buddhaha iti. This is his work. He has done one in Tamil also, in which he describes the same in his Tamil work. What he says is that Chetas Chakrati Chetana Asihi Amatihi Tat Sambritihi. This is explained in the commentary. Let us go through the commentary itself. Purana Ratna Astra Bhushanadhyayokta Prakarena. In the Purana Ratna, that is Vishnu Purana, there is a Prakarana by name Astra Bhushanadhyayaha. There is an Adhyaya by name Astra Bhushana, where Bhagavataha Divya Mangala Vigraham Anusandhate. There the Divya Mangala Vigraha Bhagavan is meditated upon or discussed or described. Srinatha Ityanena Ubhayadhishthanam Chaikam Seshitvam iti Nyayena Divya Dampati Seshitvam Muktam Bhavati. So this is one peculiar aspect, that Brahman, though it is one, believed to be a combination of Vishnu and Mahalakshmi. This is one more subtle area in the Vishishtadvaita school, that though Brahman is considered to be one, Ubhaya Adhishthanam Ekam Seshitvam. There is no difference of opinion between these two, Mahalakshmi and Vishnu. Together they comprise the Paramatma Tattva, but again, even within them, Vishnu is the ultimate Sheshi, but for all the Jivatmas, they both are Sheshis. This is how we have to understand this. Ubhaya Adhishthanam Chaikam Sheshitvam iti Nyayena Divya Dampati Seshitvam Muktam Bhavati. When we say Paramasheshi, or when we imagine or when we try to think about the Paramatma, you can never leave out Mahalakshmi or Shri. They both are together always. Nirupana prakaram evaha cheta iti chakrati chakram eva acharati chetana jnanam asihi Kadgarupatam apadyate. Now, the jnana is considered to be the sword, and the cover that the sword has is ajnana actually. Amatihi ajnanam. So the jnana is enveloped in the ignorance. Tat samvritihi, tasya kadgasya samvritihi avarana bhutaha koshaha. So the sword has a cover which is ignorance. Bhutani akashadhini pancha bhutani pancha tanmatrani cha swagunaihi shabdasparshadibhihi saha malika. There's a Tamil work or verse of Swami Deshika which says very clearly Purudan Manivaramaga, Punna Mula, Prakriti, Maruvaga, Mantandaga, and so on. So the Panchabhutas along with the Panchatanmatras, they form a mala, Manamala of Bhagavan. And then Bhutamala, then Aham Kriti Yugam, Satvika Tamasa Ahankara Dvayam, Shankena Saha Sharngam Bhavati. One is Shanka and one is Sharanga. The Satvika Ahankara Vigam Shanka, Tamasa Ahankara Vigam Sharanga. Why the Satvika Ahankara is called a Shanka? Because Shanka indicates Jnana. While Bhagavan, when he extended his blessings to Dhruva, he touched Dhruva's tongue with his Shanka. That gave him instant Jnana. So that's why Satvika Ahankara is compared to Shanka. Satvika Ahankaraha Shankaha, Tamasankaracha Sharngam Bhavati Ityartaha, Shankasya Satvikatvadeva Dhruva Anugrahe, Bhagavata Dhruvasya Jnanode Hetubhutam, Shanka Sammarjana Muktam Purane. In the Purana, that's why Shanka Sammarjana is being said or mentioned because Dhruva gained the Paramatma Jnana through direct blessings from Paramatma and by bringing his conch in contact with Dhruva's Sharira. Dashapi Kani Jnana Karmendriyani Bhana Bhavanti. The sense organs, they're all the arrows that are in the quiver. Basically, the Jnanendriyani and Karmendriyani, all these become the arrows in the quiver. Jivaha, Jiva Samashirupam. When you say Jiva Tattva, there are a multitude of Jivas, but as a Tattva, it is one. Chetana Tattvam, Kaustubaha, Kaustuba Manihi. There is a Kaustuba gem in the chest of Paramatma, which represents the Jiva Tattva. Pradhanam Prakritihi, Punaha Srivatsam Bhavati. Srivatsa is again a Maru, it's a identification mark in the chest of Bhagavan that represents the Prakriti or Pradhanam. Buddhaha Mahantam Mahatatvam Tava Gada Mahu iti Shlokartaha. Then the Gada represents the Mahatatvam. So like this, all the tattvas are placed in the Sharira of Bhagavan. That is how this Divya Mangala Vigraha has to be conceived by a Jivatma. Okay. Now some more information about the Niti Vibhuti, and we will try to end this Niti Vibhuti. Yeah. Ananda Namakastatra Sudivya Nalaya Sputaha Tatra Ratnamaya Stambha Sahasra Bhasate Sabha. Now again we are getting into the details of how the Niti Vibhuti would look like. This is more to do with the Pancharatra Agama references, where it is the Sri Vaikunta is called as Ananda Nilaya. There you have there is a Ratnamaya Stambha, Sahasra 1000 pillared building, let us say. Sabha is there. So let us go through the commentary. Sri Vaikunta Nagare Bhagavataha Divya Mandira Adikam Aha. There is a Divya Mandira, a temple of Bhagavan. Okay. Ananda iti. Tatra Nagare Ananda Namakah Divya Nilayah Sputaha Swayam Prakasho Vartate. So Sri Vaikunta is actually a part of the Niti Vibhuti. The Niti Vibhuti is a big place where there is a Divya Nilaya, Divya abode, where Ananda Namaka Divya Nilaya is Swayam Prakashaha as the Niti Vibhuti is. Tatra Divya Nilaye Sabha Mandapaha Ratnamayihi Stambha Sahasraihi Anvito Bhasate. There is a huge hall, let us say a Sabha Mandapa, which has 1000 pillars. Anantastatra cha phana manitejo virajitaha tasmin dharmadi sahita simhasanam upastitam. There Ananta is there. He is adorned with 1000 heads and all glittering with brilliance. And there is a simhasana which has 4 legs with 4 aspects. Dharma adi with dharma, etc. Tatra cha, the commentary, Tatra cha Divya Sabha Mandape. In the Divya Sabha Mandapa, Phanamani Tejo Bhi Vishesha Bhaskaraha Anantaha Simhasanam Uddharan Naste. So Ananta is believed to hold the Simhasana, which is decorated with the brilliance of his hoods. तस्य दिव्य महामणि मंडपस्थ नित्य सूर्य सभायाम आसरण भूतस्य अनंतस्य सेवामह अनंत इति. Now Ananta is considered to be the epitome of service, epitome of Kainkariya Paras or Kainkariya. That's why he is called as Shesha. Okay, Ananta is the Adishesha. Okay, Tataja Sabhayam Hanamaneenam Sahasankhya Spatasta Ratnanam Tejasa Kantya Virajitaha Anantaha Tadakyaya Prasiddho Bhagavat Parishadeshu Pradana Bhutaha Rajati Vidyotate. Now, Rajitaha Vidyotate. Now, Panamanina means the hood, the jewels and other things, the diamond, whatever is causing the brilliance in the hoods. There are thousands of those such jewels. Because of that, the radiance is even more in that mandapa. Anantasya Bahuda Bhagavat Seva Prakaro Vanditaha Stotra Ratna. Just like how Vishnu Purana is called as Puran Ratna, one of the works of Yamunacharya, the Pracharya of Ramanuja is called as Stotra Ratna. In fact, there is a Vachana that one who does not know Stotra Ratna is not a Sri Vaishnava. Now, such is the importance given to Stotra Ratna. Such a beautiful work by Yamunacharya, beautiful Sanskrit. It is in fact being referred by, I think, Anandavardhana in his while giving Lakshana for Kavya, etc. Such a beautiful work. One has to, a real Sanskrit lover should go through this work where he brings out the real emotion of a Jivatma who repents for his inability to take up any upaya to attain Bhagavan of his past, and how he surrenders to Bhagavan and all such aspects of the bondage and liberation, etc. It also brings out the essence of the Nalayira Divya Prabandham, the 4,000 verses, which are considered to be Pramana by the Sri Vaishnavas. 4,000 verses in Tamil, mellifluous, sung by 12 Alvar saints. So the Stotra Ratna has got some comparisons with the Nalayira Divya Prabandha, Tamil literature. It's such a beautiful work. Just wanted to say a few words about it. Now the commentator quotes a verse from Stotra Ratna, which describes the meaning of the Karika. Taya sahasena mananta bhogini prakrishta vijnana balaika dhamani Hanamani vrata mayuka mandala prakasha manodara divya dhamani Divasa shayyasana padukam shakopadhana varshata pavaranadibihi Sharira bhedaistava seshatam gatihi yatochitam shesha iti irite janaihi. The second verse, it talks about why he is called as Shesha, because he is the Nivasa, he is a Shayya, Asana, Paduka, Amshuka, Upadhana, Varshatapa, and everything. Ananta or Adishesha, he plays the role of all these things. And Sharira Bhedaihi, how can one person do all these things? Because of the Sharira Bheda. It is possible in Niti Bhuti, and he is a Nitya, he is a Nityasuri. Sheshatam Gataihi, Sharira Bhedaihi, Sheshatam Gataihi. Yatochitam Sheshaha iti irite janaihi. That's why he is called as Sheshaha, because he is Seva personified. Now, in the first verse, there he mentions the Taya Saha Asena Mananta Bhogini with Rama or with Mahalakshmi. He is seated in the serpent, Prakashta Vijnana Balaika Dhamani, which is actually the land of knowledge, Jnana. Hanamani Vrata Mayuka Mandala Prakasha Manodara Divya Dhamani. Hanamani, the same words which is on the Karika. So there is so much of brilliance over there because of the presence of Adishesha. It's a Divya Dhama. There, Paramatma is seen. Now, Alavandar or Yamunacharya yearns to go and visit the Paramatma in his liberated state. Okay, iti. Tasmin Anante Adhikarane Saptami. Tasmin means here in the Adishesha, because he is supporting and he is also acting as a seat, an asana for Paramatma. Tad Dharitam Divyam Simhasanam Upastitam Vartate Ityatraha. So he holds the Divya Simhasana. Tasya Simhasanasya Padhana Dharmaditi. There are 4 legs to the Simhasana. Dharma is one, Jnana is one, Vairagya is another one, and Aishwarya. So these are the 4 foot or rather the padas of the simhasana. Taihi padaihi samidam simhasanam vartate ityartah. So the simhasana is seen with the four padas. Tatra cha amara bhaddastayir vimaladhivir architam padmash padmam ashtadalam bhati tatra shesostu bhimayah. Now there dhala, a lotus is seen with eight petals or eight dhalas, in which the simhasana is there, and there is the shesha with the chamara and all those tools for kaikarya. Tasya simhasanasya madhye padmasanam. So there's a padmasana in the midst of the simhasana with that eight petaled padmasana. Tatra simhasane chamara vijanena bhagavat kaikarya prasitabhir vimaladhibhir divya paricharikavihi anchitam alankritam ashtadalayuktam padmam bhati. So the padma is there, which is decorated with the chamara, etc. Then divya paricharika, there are some divine paricharakas also in the Niti Vibhuti, which is going to mention in the next the commentary to this verse. Vimaladiyascha ashtau paricharikaha. Here Vimaladibihi architam, the first half of the karika, Taihi Vimaladibihi architam. So there the commentary says who are all taken with the Adipada. So Vimaladayahascha ashtau paricharikaha pariganyante Bhagavat Shastre. In Bhagavat Shastra means Pancharatha Raghava. Tasam namaniyata Vimala Utkarshani Jnanakya Kriya Yogakya Prabhi Satya Ishana Cheti. Again, these are all simply based on the pramana. There is nothing to discuss here. Etascha padmasanasya agneyad ashtadigdaleshu pratishtita veditavyaha. There are eight corners, directions. Tatreti ashtadala padme dhimayaha jnana swarupaha sheshaha asti. In the ashtadala padma, shesha is there, who is completely filled with jnana. Divya paryanka rupena vatate. He puts himself as a couch for the Paramatma to sleep on that. That's how Vishnu is always seen. He is seen to be lying on the couch, which is the serpent Adishesha. Bhagavat Cheshateka Rasatpat, Bhagavat Parartika Rupa Pravritti Nimittanugunam Sheshakyam Bibhrat Ayam Swayam Prakashatva Rupa Jnana Swarupopi Vishishya Panchavidaha Jyotis Siddhanta Pravartakataya Jnana Prakashavaniti Dhimayatvam Asyeti Mantavyam. Now, Bhagavat Cheshatik Rasatpat. Adishesha is someone who is filled with only Bhagavat Shesha Rasa. Okay, and he possesses those gunas which are in the as per the Sankalpa of Bhagavan, and Swayam Prakashatva Rupa Jnana Sarupopi Vishishya Panchavidha Jyotihi Siddhanta Pravartakataya. This I need to go back and refer. Certainly, I'm not able to recollect the meaning of this verse, this sentence. I'll get back on this sentence. I think it's to do with the brilliance of Adishesha. Okay, and that's why he is specially mentioned as Dhimaya. Dhimayatvam asya iti mantavyam. Jnana prakashavaniti. There is an additional reference to his being bearing the brilliant Swarupa. I'll get back on this part of the commentary. Tatranandamaya sakshat sarvavachamagocharah adbhuta jyotirakaro bhati narayanatmana. Now comes the Paramatma. Tatra, there means in that asana, anandamaya sakshat sarvavachamagocharah. Yato vacho nivartante, like this, where the words do not extend. I mean, he is beyond the scope of description. Vachamagocharah sakshat anandamaya adbhuta jyotirakara bhati. Anantaram Shesha Paryankasinam Bhagavantam Nirdeshati. Then the Bhagavan is described who is seated on the Shesha Paryanka. Tatra Shesha Paryanke. Shesha is the Paryanka there, so Shesha Paryanka. Anandamayaha Manushanandadi Prajapatyananda Paryanta Shata Gunitottara Anandat Api Atishayita Anandarupaha. This is described in the Upanishads in the Anandavalli. It takes from one Manushananda until it goes to the Brihaspati and so on. There, the Ananda of Paramatma is unimaginable. अतिशयित आनन्दरूपः साक्षात् विगलित निखिल कर्म बन्धस्य आविर्भूत स्वरूपस्य आत्मनः प्रत्यक्ष वेद्यः. Now sakshat means there the jivatma, once he is bereft of all his karma and doshas, there he has to just behold the form of Bhagavan over there. It is not possible to sit here and talk about the brilliance or the brilliant form of Paramatma. Sarvavacham yato vacho nivattante ityukta ritya brahmadhinam sarvadevanam api vacham abhishayah. So he is beyond even the words of not only ordinary mortals but even of Brahma and other devatas. Now here the commentator gets into some extra aspects here, because the crux of these lines is that Shruti, what it does is it talks about Salokyam, Sarupim, etc., Sayujyam and all, Salokyam, Apnoti, etc. There are many devatas in the Shruti, and each devata is believed, some of the devatas is believed to have a loka for themselves. So these are accepted in Advaita Shastra also. Under the Saguna Brahma Upasana, what they say is that when a Jivatma, when it takes up the Upasana of Saguna Brahma, in whatever form it conceives of, after the Upasana becomes fruitful, the Jivatma goes to that world of the form of Brahman which it meditated upon. Okay, so Advaita Shastra also accepts this Vishnu Loka, etc., but within the realm of the let us say the Vyavaharika Tattva, not part of the Paramarthika Tattva. Here the commentator defends that it is not so. The Sri Vaikunta is real. It is not to be done away with how the Advaita philosophy does it as Vyavaharika Tattva. So Adbhuta Jyotihi Param Jyotihi Upasampadhya Shruti Vakya न तत् सूर्यो भाति न चंद्रतारकम इत्यादि शुक्तियुक्त रीत्या युगपतु उदित कोटि कोटि सूर्य लावण्य ज्योतिः आकारः. If at all one can give an example of the jyotihi, the power of the jyotis, it is koti koti surya lavanya yugapatu udita, not one by one, parallelly, simultaneously. If crores and crores of suns were to rise, then that would in fact perhaps match the brilliance of Paramatma. नारायणात्मना इति सदात्म परब्रह्मादि शब्दानां सामान्य विशेष न्यायेन नारायणे पर्यवसानम् अभिप्रेत्य अत्र देवता विशेष निर्देशः. Now Upanishads, according to Vishishtadvaita, they refer to Brahman in through sadharana shabda and vishesha shabda. Sometimes the Upanishad would say sadeva saumyadagra asite asat vaidamagra asite, then atmava, then it uses many words which are generic, and then ultimately it refers to a devata called as Narayana. So there are samanya shabdas and there are vishesha shabdas. So Ramanuja and his acharyas and acharyas, what they argue is that it is a style of the Upanishads first to quote the samanya shabdas and then quote the vishesha shabda, in which all the previously said samanya shabdas would have to be reconciled with. So sat atma para brahmadi shabdhanam, sat atma para brahma or brahma, etc., all these words would have to be understood as Narayana through the samanya vishesha nyaya. Therefore the name of the Narayana, I mean that the word Narayana is mentioned in the Karika, Narayanatmana, not just Paramatma or Parabrahma, but Narayanatmana. The word specifically is given by the Karikavali. Anena Mukta Prapya Nirvishesham Param Brahma Anyate. This is the stand of Advaita, that Mukta Prapya, the Nirvishesha Parabrahma is something else. Upasana Gochara Avidyakaha Saguno Narayanaha Anya iti Paresham Mate. Now Paresham means here he says about Advaita that they also accept or believe in all these things, but at a Vyavaharika level, because what they say is that the Mukta Prapya Brahma is something is different. We also accept about accept Narayana and his world, etc., but those all come within the Vyavaharika Tattva. Paresham Mate Tatkarta Nyaya Viroda Rupa Anauchityam Api Suchitam. That is a Nyaya called Tatkarta Nyaya, which states that a meditator attains what he has meditated, nothing more, nothing less. Okay, so if meditation upasana is considered to be a upaya for moksha, then here the commentator says that performing upasana for moksha if it is only going to place the Jivatma in with the Saguna Brahman, then it will not be proper according to Tatkartu Nyaya, because the result has to be moksha. Therefore, he says that there is a virodha in the other Shastra when seen with the Tatkartu Nyaya, Brahmani Saguna Nirguna Vibhaga eva Pramanam Nasti. Now he says there is no Pramana for Saguna and Nirguna aspects of Brahman. Now, these are all not final words. Each philosophy would have its own pramanas to defend their statements. So, but here this is the view of the commentator. This has to be looked at in an academic perspective. तथा कृत्वा चिन्तायामपि सगुणब्रह्म उपादकस्य सगुणब्रह्म प्राप्तिः उचिता न निर्गुणब्रह्म प्राप्तिः इति उक्तं. Therefore, he says, तथा कृत्वा चिन्तायामपि, even when thinking that way, that there is a saguna nirguna, then the upasaka would only reach saguna brahma and would never attain real moksha, or you would never become, you would never realize his oneness or non-difference with Nirguna Brahma. I mean, the last few lines are about the, let us say, the disagreement with Advaita Shastra, which is not very important to us now. So this is the, this brings us to the end of Nitya Vibhuti Nirupana. In the next session, we would take up Dharma Bhuta Jnana. It's a very interesting topic. There are some hands raised, I guess. On dashboard. And these. Okay. Hello.
Hello.
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Sir, is the body of Bhagavan is different from him or same to him?
Different from him. That's why we said Swarupa and Rupa is there. Both constitute Bhagavan, but there's a distinction between his Swarupa and Rupa.
So they in the last lecture, Yadatmako Bhagavan, Kimatmako Bhagavan, Jnanatmaka. What does it mean? Can you please describe it again?
Yeah. What it means is that now when you say Bhagavan has a Swarupa, and over and above the Swarupa, he has a Rupa, he has a beatific form. Then there's a question, what would be the form or Rupa would be made of? Then the commentator brings out a Shruti in which discussion happens. What is the nature of Swarupa? What is it made of? This is also made of that. That's how the statement goes. So which means that whatever let us conceive, let us say for discussion's sake, if the Swarupa is said to be made of some material, then the Divya Manga Vigraha is also made of the same material of which the Swarupa is made. So there is no distinction between let us say the material of Swarupa and Rupa. Both have brilliant form, etc., etc.
So the Suddha Sattvam that is the constitutes the body of Bhagavan is also Jnana Swarupa and having
Exactly.
Dharma Bhuta Jnana.
Yes.
It also have Dharma Bhuta Jnana.
Which one, sir? Shuddha Sattva.
Sir.
Shuddha Sattva does not have Dharma Bhuta Jnana. Shuddha Sattva is Jnana, Jnanatmaka. Dharma Bhuta Jnana is possessed only by Atmas. There is Jivatmas and Paramatma.
So is it a Chetana or Achetana, Suddha Sattva?
Achetana only.
But it is having a Jnana Swarupa, as you said.
Yes, that is the that is a fine print here. That is the it has to be accepted as Jnana because again, see what is Atma. Atma is Jnana Swarupa, which is again this Shuddha Sattva, you know. So these are all the same domain, but it's very difficult for us to differentiate between and see. For example, once let us say once the Jivatma goes there, if everything is same material, then how can I differentiate between the Shuddha Sattva, the Nitya Vibhuti, the Jivatma? Because it's going to be all full of lights there, too much of brilliance. So, but it's quite difficult to ask, or I mean, easy to ask questions, but difficult to answer those questions because that's how Shastra says. So, Nitya Vibhuti is in fact Jnanatmaka. I mean, if whatever material Jnana is made of, Nitya Vibhuti is also made of that material. but it does not have a jnana to know. Therefore, it is achetana. It is ajada but achetana.
It is ajada but achetana.
Yeah, why it is ajada? Because
And
it can show itself.
is it conscious of itself?
No. If it is conscious of itself, then it become a jiva. It will become an atma then.
Okay.
So
And
it is
how
not
is it?
conscious. Tell me, ask me.
How is it Ananda Swarupa? How is it called? Is it having Ananda in
That's
its
why I
form?
said Shruti says it is jnanandatmaka. That's it. We are limited to analyze beyond that. Because it is said once you go there, it is full of ananda, anandamaya. Therefore, it should be of the nature of ananda.
Okay, okay, sir.
See, when we are in Chennai, I don't know where you are from. Let us say I am in Chennai. It is
I am Patna.
Patna. Okay, we are in Chennai, and it's hotter and hottest. Suddenly, we take a flight or train and go to Shimla or somewhere. The moment we land there is Ananda. We don't know why. What causes the Ananda? So that Ananda is peculiar to the place, perhaps for Chennaiites. Like this, once you go to Nitya Vibhuti, you can sense that Ananda. That's what Shruti says. Therefore, it is believed that that place is filled with Ananda.
Okay, okay, sir.
As I said in the beginning, this is purely based on Shruti Pramana and Agama Pramana. It is quite difficult to put our own logical, because see, today I was thinking before the presentation began, it's going to be difficult to present these concepts to the next generation, because now people study science more they study more science. And once you study, if you look at today's how man is able to visualize himself in the context of the universe, earth is nothing, solar system is nothing, but our shastras define so many worlds, and it's quite difficult to reconcile with what we know now about the evolution of universe and etc and etc. So here we have to believe that shastra says like this, and only upon realization can we really feel the proof.
So I was asking this question because what Madhava said that there is no difference between the body and the soul of Bhagavan. Neha nasti kinchana, like they say.
Let me go through that and come back, because here the since the Shruti says that there is a Rupa and there is a Swarupa, if there is no difference, then why should it mention? So since it clearly says there is a Divimangala Vigraha, and this Vigraha has limitations. See, Swarupa, there is no limitation, but this Vigraha has some limitations. I did not go into details of those because this text basically does not get into discussions on that. But just to give a hint, there is a difference, because the Divya Mangala Vigraha is restricted compared to the Swarupa. So there is
And
a
when
difference.
in the Vibhava forms, that how can the Suddha Sattva which exists in the Tripad Vibhuti, how can it come in this Sansara Lokam? Does he comes in Vibhava Rupa also bit that Suddha Sattvam and
Yeah. One second, sir. I think I missed one. Okay, I think I missed one slide. Now, since you asked the Tripad, I remember. Yeah, this slide I missed actually. Okay, let me go through this in the next
yeah,
class.
yes.
This I missed out. Tripad, I remember. Since you asked me, I suddenly remembered I have not discussed this one. Let me go to this next class. Yeah, again, see, again, that's why I said in the class, this question can be extended to our own selves. Atma is divine, Sharira is material. How can the Atma be linked to the Sharira? In the same way, we have to accept this is the power of Paramatma. We have to give some, we have to believe in his power, that he is able to stay with his divine form in the earthly world.
And also that both Atma and Paramatma both are Jnana Swarupa. That it is said
Yes.
that one Jnana Swarupa Paramatma is inside another Jnana Swarupa Atma. That is another confusing thing.
Yeah,
Yes.
see, these are all basically Shruti is the pramana here. And also, see, when I can extend your doubt, okay, don't mistake me. If there are so many Atmas in the Nitya Vibhuti, everything is Atma, then how can
Mhm.
you differentiate between the Atmas, mutually? So Ramanuja raises this question. See, there are, then he says that each Atma knows that it's different from the others. That's because of the that jnana, the awareness is there, Swarupa jnana.
Yeah, and
So
Swami Deskant says, I read in the Upakar Sangraham that when Atma reaches there and Perumal asks, who are you? And he says, Aham Brahmasmi.
Aham Brahmasmi, yes. So these are all like, we cannot, see, that's why Yato Vacha Nivartante. Here we have very limited intellect to appreciate all these things, to believe in all these things. So that's why Swami Deshika says, Tarka Pandyatal Sadhika Vado means in Tamil he says, though we can prove the Siddhanta through Tarka, but we will go through Pramana. So that's the stand taken by Vishishtadvaitins. If you accept Pramana, then you accept the Pramana in its entirety. You don't determine that saying this is only true, this is not true. Then that would go against the basis of choosing the Pramana. That was Swami Deshika says, this is all said in the Pramana, so let us believe in it. That's it.
Yeah, thank you, sir.
Thank you. Okay. Any other questions? No. I hope there are no more questions. Thank you all for listening. We will catch up in the next session. Let me remember these two karikas we missed out today. Thanks to gentleman who called now. Just I could remember the word with the word tripad. Okay. Vitarkikasamhaya kalyanagumshaline Srimate Venkateshaya Vedanta Surave Namaha. Thank you.